Hey, what's up, everybody? From World here today to do my review of Bleach episode 364. And I got mixed feelings about this particular episode because, on one half, I was satisfied. It provided a lot of content, a lot of different things happened. But then on another side, I was disappointed, and there's more so of a fan aspect of a particular character that is a favorite of mine. And I was just like a bit disappointed in how it went down. But basically, I'll talk about my quick disappointment, and it's basically because Rukia is my favorite character in Bleach, and in this particular episode, her fight with Ruruka is decided, and I was just like a bit disheartened by what happened, the outcome of the fight. Basically, Rukia loses her fight. She's actually turned into a stuffed animal, and I'm just like, why? Why? I wanted her to come back and from the time skip and come and just dominate, have all these incredible, and she was really going, but I think part of Rukia when she was fighting Ruruka felt a bit sorry for her, so she probably wasn't fighting at her peak. I want to say that, just because I don't want to have her out there looking like an idiot, because she did come back, and I think so far she's the only one out of the Shinigamis to lose their match, and I was just really disappointed that she lost. But we did have some, other awesome stuff that happened in the episode. Basically, I felt like it was kind of like more life lessons too. I feel like Kubo added a lot of like more realistic elements to this arc as well, like life lessons. Like for example, Ikaku, when he's talking to Mo, he kind of like sits him down and tells him, "Would Tsukishima die for you?" And like after a couple times telling Mo that, we even see a little flashback of Mo was in the grass when Genjo was talking about we don't need to share power with that guy. And Tsukishima was like, oh well, I thought his power was interesting, but whatever. So we learn like there's life lessons within these stuff. Like if somebody's not willing to go the distance for you, why would you like risk your entire life if they're not even willing to risk theirs for you? So I thought that was kind of interesting with Ikaku teaching Mo that lesson. And then we also got a couple of different things as well. We had the Fullbringers, their flashbacks, and I felt that was just blazed on by. It went by really quick. We got all the most of the Fullbringers, their flashbacks. It was Yukio's. He was a neglected child, I think. Ruruka's was the only one that was expanded on. We saw that she put this boy in, like, when she got powers when she was young, she put this boy that she liked inside of her box. Uh, and, like, she was just like a weird little kid and creepy. We see Dirty Boots. We didn't even really get an expansion on her past when, I believe in the manga, it was more in depth. Kiriko, the butler-looking guy, we got a little bit of his, but nothing really. So I felt like the Fullbringers Pass just went by really, really quick and probably should have been expanded on a bit. But it was still nice to see. And I guess it was kind of nice that we didn't have to get too much in depth with it because in overall, this arc probably isn't going to be the most important to the Bleach main story arc. So I didn't feel like we needed that much character development on that part anyways. And I guess we could say the most beastliest part of this episode was Byakuya Kuchiki. At least one of the Kuchiki was putting in some work, and he basically, oh man, he's one character that you can say from the time skip that definitely got development. He learned from, in my opinion, Zaraki Kenpachi on just being a beast and taking some damage in order to do damage. Because basically Tsukishima gets some cuts in on him, and once Tsukishima got cuts, he can do whatever, say that he was your grandfather, whatever. And after getting a couple of cuts into Byakuya, he knows everything about Senbon Sakura. He knows all of Byakuya's moves. And I was interested in that because, I was like, wait, exactly. When I read the manga anyway, I was like, how is he going to get through with this one? And he took like, in my opinion, a page out of, like, Zaraki's book. He just does this barbaric thing, like, he basically grabs some of the petals from Senbon Sakura one time that he uses it, and then blasts a hole right through Tsukishima, and I thought that was freaking epic. Thumbs up for that, by the way. Thumbs up for that, because that was an awesome, awesome scene. I really enjoy that. And I just thought that Byakuya dominated this particular episode. He was just like the spotlight. It ends off with him just like blowing through Tsukishima's stomach or chest. And I was just like, wow. That was like the highlight of the episode for me, in my opinion. I thought that was incredible, awesome, made up from my disappointment with, Rukia losing earlier. I was just like, Byakuya for the win. And overall, just looking at without a, I guess with the looking at the episode without a fan's opinion of like, oh, my favorite character got, destroyed, whatever. It was a really awesome episode, to be honest with you. It showed a lot of different things. A lot of content was squeezed into this one. We had Ikaku. We even had a little bit of Ginjo's speech, and I thought Ginjo's speech was pretty deep as well. He says something like, you did nothing wrong. The world is just lenient on idiots. And I thought that was a great line from Genjo. And everybody just got real deep for this episode. It was a really intellectual episode, in my opinion, for the most part. There was, of course, some silliness and zaniness with the Rukia versus Ruruka fight, but there was even depth to that as well. So let me know what you thought of the episode. What was your favorite moment? Do you think that Byakuya definitely took a page out of Zaraki's book with this particular episode and the way he fought? Let me know in the comment section below, or with a video response, give me your thoughts on this particular episode, Bleach 364. But that's all I have for you guys today. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Thumbs up for Byakuya's beastliness in this episode. As always, I'm Neverworld, and have an awesome day, people.